Need a breather after that, like. Need a glass of water and lie down.
Oh my God. Newcastle 2, Liverpool 3 in the most dramatic. We knew it would be dramatic.
Always is.
There's no doubt about that.
Always
I
is.
predicted a 3-2 Liverpool win. That's what we got in the end. Reds, go wild in the comments. But first and foremost, before we get into the actual match itself, I have to say that is, without question, one of the best atmospheres I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I've been here before, but today there was so much extra needle on it. And there's not many teams. I mean, obviously Bournemouth did it last week, and I was thinking we can't get into this habit, but there's not many teams that go 2-0 down to come back to 2-2 with 10 men. So my first thing is credit to Newcastle for the way the fans were, the spirit, everything like that. But what an ending, man.
Typical, man. Every time we play Liverpool,
Scouse curse is back.
It's never gone away, has it, really? I mean, from Collymore in the 90s to now Rio in 2025, like, it's just...
Rio closing in.
It's just last-minute winners from Rio to Darwin Núñez to Carvalho at Anfield to way back in the 90s with Keegan slouched over. It just seems like it's the script for this game. 2015 was the last time we beat Liverpool in the league. It's just... Even with 10 men, I'm very proud of the lads. I thought it was a valiant effort. You know, we've got no striker. Our striker today, funny enough, Liverpool fan, gets himself sent off, and Anthony Gordon. That leaves us with a big problem there. Young Asula comes off the bench. He does well. He gets a goal. Great finish.
Is he going to stay now?
Well, I think he has to at this point, because if you get eased out, even if you don't, there's no other strikers. I think Eddie Howe maybe just needs to have a bit more trust in him, to be honest. He mustn't rate him for one reason or another. But I think, you know, he needs maybe a little run in the team at the minute. He will get that now at Leeds on Saturday with no Gordon. But listen, man, this is why you're champions. This is why the quality shines through. Newcastle were dominant in the opening 20, 30 minutes. Gordon himself had 2 or 3 great chances, didn't take them. Liverpool took their chances, and that's the difference in quality there for me. Listen, world-class players do the business, and that's what you did.
Like you said, the first 20, 30 minutes, it was no surprise what happened, right? We knew the noise, the atmosphere, the tension in this game. We knew that Newcastle get, you know, the first tackle. I mean, you want to throw in. It was like you'd scored a goal. I mean, Newcastle will be absolutely fine this season. I've got no doubt about it, right? The fans will get them through it. But I have to say, the first 30 minutes, Liverpool, if Isak was on the pitch, Newcastle would probably go at least 1-0 up. I know there were like half-ish chances, but there were some headers where you think you've got to hit the target there.
Yeah.
So when we obviously previewed this game on this channel, me and Doyle said the emotion, the hot-headedness will come into play for Newcastle. In the end, with Anthony Gordon, after missing those early chances, he gets very frustrated, gets himself sent off. It was late. I mean, from where we were sitting up here, I couldn't really be sure what it was. But as soon as he went to the screen, I was thinking that's a red. But going back to that first half an hour, how we kept a clean sheet or how we stayed alive in that, I just don't know. So credit to Newcastle for sticking it on us. But then out of the blue, and it was against the run of play, wasn't it? Gravenberch's goal. You know, he comes back into the team. He's so important for this team. He gets an early yellow, as well as Konate. I'm thinking, Jesus, the worst place to get an early yellow. And you called it, bro. You said typical. You know, as soon as he looks up, he slams it in. 1-0. We're going to half time. Perfect first half for Liverpool. That
I've seen this movie before. I really have. I mean, when Newcastle are spurning chances, when you're not taking advantage of the noise, the atmosphere, put it on Liverpool. When you're playing an elite side, all they need is one sniff, and that you didn't even get that. Gravenberch
not even a chance.
Didn't even get a sniff. Couldn't smell a thing, to be honest. But somehow still smashed it in the back of the net. You know, there's times when Newcastle were in and around the D, and you think, Tonali, go on, have a pop. Bruno, have a pop. Elanga, where are you? And we don't. In Liverpool, as soon as they get in a dangerous area, Gravenberch, what's that? Oh, I'll have a look. I'll have a shot. Bang, 1-0. Back in the net before you know it. Game's turned on its head. This Newcastle needed to take advantage of that atmosphere. They needed to create that advantage. I thought the fans were outstanding tonight. And I thought the fans played a part in the goals, you know, like getting us over in. We were there half time, Alex, in the box, and I thought, this could get messy. And Ekitike and Eddie did make it messy, you know, straight after the second half, kicks off, 2-0. I'm thinking, this could get ugly. But Newcastle, fair play. Captain Bruno grabs the game, scruff the neck, gives us belief, and then it doesn't look like we've got 10 men. I'm really proud of the players. It doesn't look like we've got 10 men.
We had 10 men.
It did. We were, backs against the wall. We were creating all the chances. We were doing everything, and there just wasn't that cutting edge up front though, which surprise is because a certain striker is sitting at home instead of putting his boots on tonight.
And there were rumours before the game that your owners had a word with him today.
Yeah,
They've been confirmed.
Been confirmed. I went to his house today in Northumberland.
What does that mean, that chat? What have they said there?
I think they're basically saying, Alexander Isak, that we can't get a replacement in. We tried to get Ekitike, you got him. We tried to get Benjamin Šeško, he chose Man United, silly bastard. We try to get Strand Larsen.
Thinks he's playing up front with Tevez.
Yeah, he thinks it's 2004. It's not Vodafone. Yeah, Roy Keane's not the captain. It's Bruno Fernandes. Skying penalties. You know, it's not Alex Ferguson. It's Ruben Amorim. So we missed out on targets. There's less than a week as we sit here now. Less than a week of the window. They've went to Alexander Isak's house. They've told him we can't get anyone in, Alex. He has a new contract. He has a pay increase in 6 months' time. In 12 months' time. There's a release clause there. Apparently, there's a release clause in the new deal, which allows him to leave to a Liverpool, a PSG, whoever wants to sign him. That's there. But for now, you're going to have to play for us because we haven't got anybody else. We've got no strikers.
So like you say, the second half starts and Hugo Ekitike was getting booed every touch. You were a big favourite to sign him. That's now 3 goals in 3 games for Liverpool on the trot. I mean, we spoke, didn't we? As soon as he scored, you said, well, how does Isak fit into this? And I think it's a very valid question because it will hamper. Let us know what you think, actually. It probably will hamper the Ekitike signing. But he scores, again, posting in, you're thinking, right, see the game out. But Liverpool just allowed the 10 men of Newcastle, the spirited 10 men of Newcastle, to almost change the game on its head. And like you say, at one point, bro, I looked to you and said, this could be 2-2.
You did,
when we were 2-0 up.
And I didn't believe at that point.
Right? So the first goal, great header from Bruno. Osula scores late on. I didn't even see the lino put the time up. I went to you. I said, how long had it on in? You went 11 minutes. I was like, nah, seriously. You went 11 minutes? I was like, what? Where did that come from? There was a lot of
Newcastle
stops though, wasn't there? And as soon as that 11 went up, which I didn't see, I was thinking there's only one team here going to win. And it was,
you know what I will say?
Newcastle.
What I will say is that it's very reminiscent of Eddie Howe trying to do with Kevin Keegan there.
Yeah.
Instead of maybe being sensible, think we've got 10 men, take the point, stay unbeaten for the season. We're only 2 weeks in, but you know, if you offered me 2 points against Villa away in Liverpool at home, I'm taking that. So maybe he should have been a bit more sensible, especially with 10 men. Maybe he should have thought, let's just see this one out.
Yeah.
He's went for it. He's tried to get the win. With the crowds took over the atmosphere and everything. Maybe we should have had a bit more sensible behaviour there and just a bit more maturity and try and see out what would have been a good result against the champions.
Talk about maturity, talk about behaviour. Anthony Gordon got lost in the moment, didn't he?
Sausage again.
Got lost in the moment. Reckless tackle on Van Dijk. Yeah. He was someone that's just totally lost his head there. And, you know, at that point, you're thinking, well, Newcastle, there's a chance. If they have 11 on the pitch, you never know what could have happened. So he'll be in the change room now saying, sorry, lads, that's my fault we lost that.
This is what lets Anthony Gordon down and what he needs to work on. You know, I don't know if people have seen it in the chat, if you've seen it, his interview with Gary Neville on the overlap where he's walking on the beaches of Tynemouth here in Newcastle and he's saying, oh, I'm meditating on this. Where's your fucking meditation skills, son? Because you've lost your head again. You lost your head in the FA Cup quarter-final, which then resulted in a suspension against you lot in the final of the Carabao Cup. He's lost his head tonight. You know, he's mid-20s now. He's got a family. He needs to be switched on. It's not the Everton days anymore. He's not up and coming. He needs to, if he wants to be England international, World Cup, he needs to be more on point about what he's doing.
And then listen, it's 2-2. We waited for what seemed like an eternity to bring Harvey Elliott and the young boy Rio on. We waited for your corners to pass and then we went, right, introduce them. And I have to say, one of my standout players tonight, and there was such a big question mark over him, Dominic Szoboszlai started off at right back tonight. And I know he doesn't get the assist for the goal because he lets it go through his legs. But I mean, we're looking at Rio doing a warm down right now on the pitch, number 73.
He's class.
Mate, I'm getting goosebumps talking about him. Like, for him to show that character to come on, and every time he did get the ball down there, he looked dangerous, like he was going to threaten. Mm-hmm. And he slots it, mate. What was that, like the 99th minute?
100th minute.
Was it the 100th
minute?
Triple figures. I mean,
brilliant.
Rio, unbelievable. Special shout out to Gravenberch. I think what a return that was. Gets the goal.
I tell you what, that's where you see the 10 men advantage taken out of because there's no one there. And I'm screaming, well, who's marking him? Someone's telling me, well, there's no one because we've had a man sent off. And it's like, good point, And you know, that's credit to Arnie Slot and the coach staff. Obviously told him to be in that pocket of space, be ready. If anything falls your way, and he's there, and it's a superb finish. Credit to him.
It's a
And
great finish for a 16, 17-year-old.
I mean, if you want to use that, can we do a little swap there? Cash
Should have
plus
had Nunes, bro.
Rio. Oh, should have.
The offer was
I would have
there.
took him. I don't know who didn't think of that.
Shouldn't turn your nose up at old Darwin, the donkey.
We haven't got a striker, right? Gordon's leading the lane. I would have took Darwin Nunes. If there's anyone that can,
And you lot would have loved him as well. by
I
the way.
mate, a passionate lunatic. Like, if there's
Perfect.
anybody that would improve him as well, I'll tell you how.
Yeah.
He made Joe Little
Refine
brilliant. He
him a
made
little
Joe
bit.
Murphy
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But
I would
listen,
have
man,
took Darwin.
I've got to say, I can't take 36 more of them, by the way. My heart cannot take that whatsoever. But the fact that we won shows a bit more character, shows a bit more resilience. The big question, though, is when you're 2-0 up Liverpool, you cannot concede 2 as easy as that. It was a header, it was
Again, like last week.
just a big lump up the top by the keeper for the second goal, and little flick on, and he scores. So credit to Newcastle, the spirit. There's not many Premier League clubs that can do what Newcastle did today. And actually, there was a nice moment at the end of the game where Newcastle fans were just clapping your players because they thought, wow, what
Good effort.
a spirited performance that was. So
Yeah.
listen, shout out to Newcastle, but once again, Liverpool leave it late, but it's great. And the young boy Rio is the new star. What more can I say about that? Listen, I'll do another video in the morning once I've had a bit of time to sleep this off and watch the highlights back and see if I've missed anything out. But once again, thank you so much. So
No
much
worries,
love
bro.
to my brother, Matty Renton. Go and follow his channel. Incredible content creator.
Cheers,
and
mate.
he's allowed me in the box tonight for this. And the last time I came here 15 years ago, we lost 3-1. So thank you. You're a legend. Guys, smash that like button. I'm sure you're absolutely buzzing. The fan cams are coming from Mario at Box Park as well.
Nice.
But from emptying St James's Park, good night, Reds. Get in there.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
You too,
Hope he's
bro.
win it. Hope
You
he's win
too.
it, man. Rather you than Man
Yeah, we
City,
can't have Arsenal win. You can't have Robbie.
Yeah.
Robbie's here in a month in the box, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. We'll beat them again.
Yeah,
won't
you'll
we?
smash them. You beat them 4
embarrass
times in a row.
them. We have a straight
But
man.
listen, get in there, you absolute beauties, yeah? Smash that like button, get your comments in, subscribe to the Kop TV. It's it.